Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today it's all about stretching out. So all we need for today is a belt or a resistant band, like a longer resistant band. Hopefully most of you have this at home so you can follow along. This is pretty much really opening up the hamstrings, the calves and the hips, and we're going to finish off with a little bit of shoulder mobility in the end. Very kind of simple, perfect for easy days or after really hard workouts. Something that I try and do at least once or twice a week, a bit of a deeper stretch, going a little bit deeper, holding the stretches a little bit longer. You will see that it is pretty deep with some of those stretches and pretty basic as well. So all you need is a mat and a belt, as I said. As long as the belt is long enough, it should be fine. We'll get started with the first one just to warm up the hamstrings. You don't need a belt. We don't have a timer as well today. We're just going to kind of go by how it feels, but try and follow along. We're really literally going to lie down. We're going to start with our left. Just going to place those hands under. Just going to warm up the hamstrings a little bit. Nice and easy. So usually I do this Sunday night, maybe after the long run, maybe once in the middle of the week after a hard speed session. You could be doing this after every single run. Really good to get deeper into the muscles a little bit. Let's go other side, so right foot this time. Just warming up the hamstrings before we're going to go into the first exercise. Then we're going to use the belt. 2 or 3 minutes here. It's nice and easy. See, the right side is my tight side. I feel it more in my hamstring. Nice and relaxed through it. I'm gonna go back to the left leg. You're gonna grab it, but this time on top of the knee. And just gonna push out towards your armpit. So not straight down onto your chest, but you're kind of going not straight down, but a bit more towards the armpit, going a bit deeper into the hip, breathing through that tension. Then we're just going to slowly flex and unflex our foot. Just get a bit of mobility through the foot. Nice and relaxed with it. Release it nice and easy. Same thing on the right side. So just grab just on top of that knee and pull it towards your armpit. Breathing through that tension. Should feel a deep stretch in your hip. Tight hips are common for runners. So this is a good way to release it all. We're going to slowly flex and unflex our foot. Going to get about 10 of them just to get a bit of mobility through the foot. And we're going to bring both knees up. Just going to push them down towards our chest before letting them fall. So literally going into a back on frog position. We're just going to let it fall up and up through the hips a bit. You're going to bring it in again into your chest, and again just let it fall. Should have a bit more space now. Bring it in into your chest. Take a deep breath and release. Last one through here. Just a good way to warm up the hips before we go into the deeper stretches. We're going to release that. Grab the belt. We're going to start with the left side. So I'm going to place the belt in the middle of my foot. And literally just going to pull down as straight as I can. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Just nice and relaxed. Try and push your heel towards the ceiling. Just breathe through the tension. Really breathing into that tight hamstrings, calves, Achilles. And we're just going to release and bring it back. Release and bring it back. Release, bring it back. So just a slight knee bend, bring it back. Just a bit of mobility through that hamstring. I'm just going to hold it up. I'm going to grab the belt with my left hand and I'm just going to release it to one side. Really need a haircut. So I am with my head indoors. Just breathing through the tension here. Opening up through the groin, going deeper into the hips. Before we're going to bring that back straight up. Again, grab it with both hands. Breathing through that tension. Should have a little bit more space. So you want to pull it a little bit more towards you now. The best way to improve your flexibility is to stretch. There's no easy ways around it. It's just that consistency, the commitment. Trying to relax through it. You will feel better in the end of this session. And then you might feel like this is a bit of a push. Doing it the first few times, it does get easier the more you do it. And we're going to release and straighten, release, straighten, release, straighten, release, straighten that leg. Grab the belt with your right hand, left hand goes out, and we're going to go out to the side. This goes really deep for me in the glute, in the hamstring. Just breathing through it. Trying to relax as much as you can. If it hurts, try not to think about the pain. Trying to bring a bit of oxygen into the tight areas. And release them with your breath. This should feel good all the way through. This goes into the nerves as well. It's a great way to release tight hips, tight glutes. And back to the middle. I go again into the hamstring. Just breathing through that tension. Should have a bit more space now. Should feel a little bit better. If you want to make this a bit harder, really point your heel towards the ceiling. That way you're going a bit deeper into the calf and Achilles and arch of your foot. As runners, we really have to look after our bodies. We put our bodies onto so much strain. So much impact. So strength work, recovery work, stretching, mobility, sleep, diet. That's super, super important for that recovery. So you can do it all over again and again and again. Okay, release. Come back. Release. Come back. We're just pumping a bit of blood into that hamstring. So we were stretching it pretty heavily. And then with this motion right here, we'll just pump a little bit of blood into it. Should feel a little bit better. Gonna release that. and go to the other side. So right foot this time, and you feel it a little bit tighter after working the left for so long. Just gonna breathe through that tension, try and release it all. So this routine can be used before going for a run, especially if you live in a cold place, really warming up the body a little bit, straight after a run. On your recovery days, on your days off, you can do it every single day. I wish I had time to do it every single day, but with trying to fit in 2 runs a day and strength work and work, I find a pretty happy medium with 2-3 times a week. I'm going to release, pump a bit of blood into the hamstring and straighten, release, straighten, release, straight. One more. Right, we're going to grab the bend with our right hand and let it fall to the side, going a bit deeper into the groin. So making sure that hip doesn't come off too much of the ground, so you're not doing this. Really try and stay on the ground. Just breathing through that tension. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this stretch out as much as I do. This is super beneficial to opening up those hips. Hold this for another 5 seconds. Take a deep breath, and we're going to bring it straight back up. Grab the bend again, the belt, with both hands. I'm going to go a little bit deeper, so you should have a little bit more room now in the second set. If you can, pull the belt just a little bit more towards yourself, so you go a little bit deeper into the hamstring. I'm sure you'll find that one side is tighter than the other. That's very, very normal. And the ultimate goal is to try and get both sides the same strength, the same flexibility. That might never happen, but we still always aim for that. For me, it's our right side, always a little bit tighter. Even though it is the strongest side for me. So I kick with my right foot. There's a lot more strength on it, but it's the one that does more work, so it gets more tired. So if you would write with your right hand, grab a pen and write on a piece of paper for half an hour, that hand's going to be a little bit sore. It might be the strongest side, your right side, that you're writing with, but it's the sore one. Release and stretch, release and stretch. So that's what happens with my right side. Even though it is the strong one, it does more work when I run. So it gets tighter. So it's not usually that the tight side is the weaker side. Usually the tight side is the stronger side. I'm going to grab the belt with your left, open up on the right, and just falling back. Feels really, really good. Very, very deep stretch here. Just breathing through it. Going deep into the glutes. Going deep into that hamstring, a bit of lower back as well. If this is too easy, just keep pulling that belt towards you. I'm sure there's a lot more flexible people than me watching this right now. So just keep lifting this higher, straighten that leg up a bit more. If your foot does not touch the ground, so you're somewhere here, just keep slowly working towards the ground. It will take time, but you'll get there with consistency. Take a deep breath. You're going to bring it to the middle. Breathe through that tension. Last set of this. So this is the main focus of this whole stretch out. Is this belt one. Really going deep into the hamstrings, calves, groin. Almost there. See if you can go just a little bit deeper. So always looking for a tiny bit of improvement with every session. And release. Pump a little bit more blood back into it. And straighten, release, and straighten, release, straighten. Last one. Release, straighten. Alright, slowly come back up. We're gonna go, stay in your position, we're gonna go a little bit deeper into our groin. So literally, let's get into here. Nice and straight, and what you're gonna do is just gonna move your knees up and down. So it's like you're trying to fly with your knees. I don't know the term for this, but just trying to get a bit of mobility in the groin. We're gonna come up onto our knees. We're gonna have left straight out. Place the hands down, head towards your knee. Just going to breathe through that tension. And you're going to pull the toes as close as you can towards your face. And swap sides. Exactly the same thing on the other side. Right foot straight, pointing the toes up or towards your face, and aiming to get that forehead closer and closer to your knee. I'm usually a little bit more flexible than this, but a couple of hard training sessions, everything tightens up. Alright, nice and easy, come up, last one. I'm going to stand up for this one. Grab your belt, stand up nice and straight. Let's get a bit of mobility through the shoulders. So as runners, obviously we focus a lot on the lower body, but a little bit of mobility through the shoulders is also very, very important. So I'm holding this as straight as I can and keeping it straight the whole way as I go down. So you can do this with a belt, with a broomstick. It's a little bit harder with a stick, because you have a little bit less movement in it, but just try and keep the arms straight the whole way through. This might not be that easy the first time you do it, but like anything, just got to stay consistent with it, and before you know it, you will get better. It's a really great way to open up the shoulders a little bit. They do a lot of work when we run. So it is important to keep the posture strong by getting a bit more mobility in the shoulders. Otherwise you will end up falling in when you run. So we want to be a little bit more open, and that's why that mobility of the shoulder, that exercise is really good in opening up. A lot of us are sitting in front of a computer and we get to this position for the whole day in front of our phones. So this is a really good way to open up the shoulders a little bit. Obviously we did a lot of our lower legs, a lot of hamstrings, glute, hips, but don't forget the shoulders as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this stretch out. Hopefully you do it consistently and you will see results. If you have any ideas for any other videos, let me know. If you have any comments, leave them below. Smash that like button and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.